Hello, hello, everybody. Let's see. Let me give everyone a couple minutes to get in. Okay, we'll give everyone 1 minute. Right, let's go and get started. I want to respect everyone's time. And I know some people already messaged me that they are not able to attend today, so they'll catch the recording. Let's see. First, I got an email from Imprez. Let me find that. Okay. Um, okay, so for anybody watching later or now, um, so she has aid mobilization in Kilmarnock, Black River, Lacovia, Darlaston, and the parishes of St. Elizabeth and Westmoreland. So she's able to execute anything there if anyone needs it. Also collecting data from the community of 200 plus farmers in Kilmarnock, assessing the priority needs so they can rebuild and become self-sufficient, which will be great info whenever uh, Tracy is looking into farm animals from lifting hands. So that will be great data for her to have when we have that ready. Um, Pressing needs from her observation, rebuilding kits for roofs. So we've heard that a couple of times. Generators, there's still no electricity, Wi-Fi, or cellular connection. So they need Starlinks and subscriptions placed at all schools, churches, shops, and community centers. Rebuild shops and restock them, even if consignment. Farmers need a kickstart. Yep, came up in our last meeting. Um, Agricultural losses, cabbage, yam, sweet potato, pepper, sorrel, peas, and livestock such as chicken, goats, and cattle. And then let me put her Instagram into the messaging because she's also documenting a lot of what she's seeing there. Put that into chat. Okay. Awesome. So, Imprez, I know you'll catch this later. Thank you so much for sending that update. Super helpful, especially to know where to focus our efforts. And I know some of those items are coming up uh, in multiple conversations, especially for like roof rebuilding and things. So thank you for that. Joshua, I know you are also her eyes and ears and just got back from Jamaica, so that was a whirlwind trip for you. So I'd love to hear your what you saw and observed and anything else to add to what Imprez said.
Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. I'm sorry, I'm in a pretty crowded area, so I'll speak loud, but if you can hear in the
We
background.
can hear you great.
Okay, great. So yeah, we were just in Kilmarnock. We were also in Lacovia serving. We served with Serve International. We did 200 families with food. We also set up a generator and a Starlink so people could charge their devices and call their loved ones. We did some house distribution also, just because there were some people who couldn't make it to our community distribution.
Sure.
The areas that you just mentioned, Black River, Darleston, Lacovia, and Kilmarnock, those are communities and cities within the two parishes, Westmoreland and St. Elizabeth.
Okay.
These places are like ground zero. Um, but when you drive out there, you really see it. You see how the flooding has affected the roads. You see how the wind has taken out all of the leaves from the trees and everything. There are roofs on the ground. There are houses that are toppled over. Um, Jobs that have been kind of, I mean, really destroyed. Whole communities have been destroyed, and they have kind of migrated to other communities who have taken them in, and so that's been good. The government is doing everything that they can, but they just released that this is a $9.5 billion kind of hit to their entire country. And so there's going to be a lot of things that they need, just like the livestock, just like the water filters, just everything that they can get their hands on, they need. There is a process that everybody is trying to get through, and there's so many different communications, and there's the government, and then there's Impress, who's also working really hard. When we were out there, I was out there from Thursday till Monday, and Friday was a day where we went and bought as much as we could, and we went out to the communities and the stores, and they are empty. And so we just had to continue to keep going to more and more stores. So food is about to be a major issue if we cannot start shipping down there, whether from air or even from shipping. Um, the other things, they are really low on money. A lot of these guys are doing, they're putting all of the grant money into procuring food and procuring things that they need, and not into, getting food for themselves. So we spent 21 hours serving the people in Kilmarnock from almost sun up to sundown. We had police escort with us, so we were able to avoid the curfew. And then on Sunday, we were in Lacovia, and we spent about 16 hours serving in Lacovia. And I'm here to answer any questions. I know it's a little loud behind me, so I'm gonna
You're
kind of go
okay.
on mute. But if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer. And if you want to connect, you also can do that also.
And so what is I know one of the questions that we has been in the last couple of meetings is kind of what is the current government response? Can you speak more to that?
Absolutely. The government response on the ground has mainly been through their military. The JDF have gone out into these small communities and tried to assess the damage themselves, while also giving food, giving water, and then helping repair. But most of the JDF their reach is around the coast, and then the inland is has been a little bit harder to reach, and so that's why they need heavy humanitarian assistance with the communities away from the coast.
Okay. And is it still so I think somebody had described it maybe on the last call or the first call. It was kind of like if you have the island, half of the island was the majorly hit area, and then the other half was a lot more manageable. So is that where you were
Mhm.
having to go get supplies, or are those
Absolutely.
two?
So our entire volunteer team, our supplies, our trucking, our all of the logistics was held in Kingston, and
Okay.
we drove into the affected areas. It took about 3 hours each time. And traffic is incredibly bad. A lot of the roads are washed out, and so they have to take one road. Everybody has to take one road. So you just kind of see it get real packed. It's starting to cause more car accidents and other stuff. And so the government also put in a curfew to kind of minimize crime, but then also it's very, 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 very dark. There are no lights, there's no power. We were able to set up a little bit of solar, but not enough to really be effective in any of the communities. So we'll need to go back and do that also.
Okay. And so Imprez listed quite a few, obviously, in a situation like this, there are a lot of needs, a lot of priorities. Are there any others that you would bring to the top of the list that she gave from your experience?
Yeah, the housing. We have to fix the churches. The churches are a big need because they act as a community center. They act as one giant apartment for many
Mhm.
people to go to, but they don't have roofs. All of the roofs are gone from the churches. A lot of the houses are torn down, and the ones that are still standing that were not made with a cement ceiling, they have been the zinc or the tin that's on the top of the roofs have been flown off. And so when it rains, and it rains every single day,
Mhm.
it reminds them of this hurricane. And so one, it's a cultural thing where it's bringing their entire morale down, but it's also the goods that we bring, the food that we bring, the clothes that we bring, the medicine and the hygiene kits, they still get wet because there's no other place to put them besides in a trash bag in the corner of the room with an open roof. So we have to fix the infrastructure of the houses, excuse me.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I know. Ronnie had also mentioned that in the WhatsApp group because he is right by the Montego Bay port and was seeing the same things. Okay, so we need to find some people who have connections to building materials. Um,
I would like to say something about that also.
yeah.
Duns, Dunns, is a company in Jamaica, and they have started to put together um, packages where you can spend, I think it's about 4,000, maybe $4,500 US, and get an entire package for a single family home. And this includes cement, transportation, drop off, all the lumber, all of the zinc for the roofing, and anything you need. And so they are working with us on that too. So we're trying to figure out how to, if we can't ship lumber and the things that they need, how can we fundraise money to buy these materials?
Perfect. Wow, that's really cool. Thank you. All right, awesome. Um, Adelia, I know you've popped in and out of camera. Do you have anything else to add?
Yes. Some of the good news is, we've been working to get the container moving. I've had an email from Vector Global Logistics, connecting them with a local broker to be able to clear the container once it gets there. So, Joshua, there's some good news there. There's potential container that will be coming in with some supplies in the coming weeks. We'll get a timeline once the email thread gets started. So number one, we have that. We've also been able to look for a warehouse. And so this is kind of what I've been offering to the group. I'm the guy, if you just have any challenge on the ground, just let us know. But we're going to have a warehouse to store this donations. So if there's anybody else looking to get it there, we have a storage for for all the supplies. So that's number two. We also have a consignee. So anytime you ship things, if you don't have a local partner that qualifies, we have that for you. So we're providing that. A little bit about what most of you don't know. I also do a little bit with the government. So also been providing a lot of security for a lot of companies that are operating there. And so one of the first calls that I got was there's aid groups that were going there, but just needed personal agents to support them as they ventured into different communities. And so the biggest part of that is providing security for all the aid that is getting into the country. So that's a different conversation for a different time because some of that is classified information. But just I'm here if you guys need anything in terms of on the ground. I'm working directly with Josh to make that work. So just reach out to me if you need any help. Thank you.
And is your warehouse near Kingston, I'm guessing?
We got right now we're looking at the second one, but the answer is yes.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Because I know Healing Hands International is going in through Montego Bay, so that's why I asked that. Okay. Awesome. And then Sue, any word from you, updates from our agents or anything like that?
I jump in. I spoke to a couple of people from EO Entrepreneurship Organization and also from my school, and they connected already and they're following the WhatsApp group. So I think that they might have some conflicts for today's conversation, but they're on the WhatsApp group. So I'm sure that we can follow up with them there, and they're fully supportive and ready to jump into action if need to.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I couldn't find the unmute button.
Okay, so
Yeah, so I'm constantly trying to reach out to the agents that we've invited to these meetings. I think they're just waiting on, like instructions as to what's next for them to do.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I know some of them were already working on aid coming in as well, so thanks for that. Lexi, from the Allen standpoint, last time you said you had received some requests already. I'm sure more of those are starting to come in.
Yeah, so I believe it was last week, we completed one and we have one that's in progress now. Pickup is scheduled for later this week. And delivery in South Florida is expected either later this week or beginning of next week, hopefully to have more vision on that. So
Okay.
doing
And
some first mile stuff.
what is being shipped? What is the commodity?
The first shipment was hygiene kits and this one is mattresses.
Okay.
So I don't know how that one is getting. I know that the nonprofits were helping with that one or sorting that out still. The
Okay.
first shipment though was airlifted.
Okay. Awesome. Okay, cool. And then let me see. I will be at the Healing Hands International office in Nashville tomorrow. So I know James had registered but wasn't able to get here today. So I'll have more of an update after speaking with him, and I'll put that in the WhatsApp group as well. As I said, they're going in through Montego Bay and working with churches on the ground there. And then let's see, Enrique, I'm not sure if you saw Ronnie's post in the group. He's actually friends with John at Community Dad Connect, and that's how he found us. Let me look at his email real quick.
yeah, John reached out to me and I sent them the link.
Perfect. Okay. So they're raising resources for support, relief, and rebuilding. That was one of their big focuses. And then Healing Hands International is also working in Haiti, mostly assembling food kits in Haiti, and then actually bringing supplies into Montego Bay instead of finding them in country. Let's see. So he said, Ronnie said he could help anytime on the Montego Bay side of things. All right. And then I think, doesn't look like I have any new emails on that today unless I'm missing them. All right, so unless anybody has anything else, I think we all kind of have our marching orders of what we need to, people that we still need to find. And then those construction kits would be awesome as well. So we'll look for funding partners on that side of things. And then, of course, we also have the WhatsApp group always available if you have anybody that you need to add or know of if any other needs pop up, then please feel free to chat in there. Or if you haven't introduced yourself, please do that so we can continue to make connections, because it's awesome to see things happening behind the scenes and in between meetings. But unless anybody has anything else, I think we will go ahead and wrap it today. Thanks for all of you being here. We always have people that go back and watch the recordings, and I know it's hard to get in one place at one time, especially in the midst of disasters, but I appreciate everybody who can show up live and lend real-time information. And Joshua, I'm glad you had a great trip to and from and are safely back at home, especially since you were flying during the shutdown. But thank you everyone for your time. Appreciate it so much. Thank you so much for all of the good work that you're doing. Please keep us all in the loop, and we'll continue to make connections and get resources in and figure out how to get more good work done. But appreciate all of you being here. Thank you so much, and have a good rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you.